told me more than once to show you my intention.
Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back and beginning on May 1st. Today is May 1st and oh, my head has been spinning. I've been trying to keep up with my budget. It's been a little crazy, mainly because the income that comes here at the beginning of the month, military retirement, VA disability, VA education, and rent, all happened on the 29th of April. The deposits came early because May 1st is a Sunday and they don't process over the weekend. So I was like, whew, this is overwhelming. So not only did my husband's April, let's see if I can find that calendar, April 29th pay come in with overtime. That was an extra paycheck for the month of April, a bonus check, whatever you want to call it, because he gets paid every other Friday. That was not attached to any bills, and most of that just went into savings. I also got all of the income here for this payday on the 29th. So trying to keep the 2 months separated and still have this income that comes on that I count on the first of every month from these government checks. Yeah, it's just overwhelming trying to keep it separated and sorted in my head and on paper. So I did add a couple more things I wasn't sure about, the amounts for fees and things like that that are coming out. So I got those numbers today. They happen on the first of every month. And I totaled up all the purple highlighted stickers, which are things that go onto my Visa credit card as bills. And then I just pay them when I do my weekly check-ins. So they don't get paid right away, but they do get paid I do pay my credit card once a week when I do my weekly check-ins for budgeting and things like that after I do the video. And these get paid then, but they go straight to the credit card, and that's why they're highlighted. Now, the ones that are white come right out of our checking account. Does not come, doesn't get charged to our credit card, and then I pay the credit card. It comes directly cash out of our checking account into whatever organization we're paying. So like tithes goes straight to the church. It's an auto draft from our checking account. We don't charge and then, kind of thing. Same thing with like our utilities, like natural gas and stuff like that. We set up a bill pay with our bank, and then every month we go in, we put the specific amount the bill is, and we pay it. So that's what we do there. And that's the difference between the highlighted and the non-highlighted. Everything except for our mortgage is has come out that's due on the 1st. That'll come out Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday, because they need 24-hour business day before they process. So, and sorry, I have a missing fingernail polish. I had to take it off, and I haven't done that one yet, so I need to go back and do that. But yeah, our mortgage will come out here, which is fine. I'll just leave the sticker there. It's always due on the 1st, not a problem. So let's move on to the monthly view of all of these bills and pay and see what that looks like and where we're at. So I'm just going to mostly review today. I've already done a lot of filling in just because it's a lot. And I was overwhelmed and didn't know how to film it. So we're just going to review the first of the month in Paycheck 1. So like I said, all the pays came in. And let me actually kind of... I'll do it on the paycheck view. I'll zoom in on the paycheck view. But all the pays came in, and I filled in a lot of these with my Canva when I was building my monthly budget, and I actually had to redo my monthly. I had a different total here. I'll see if I can find that real quick. And I think I kind of crossed it out a little bit, but the monthly that I did on camera was this one, and I messed it up somehow because originally it said, oops, $819 as the monthly budget balance forward. At the end of the month, I should have that amount left over, but actually there was $1,110.35 left over, and it just had to do with there wasn't like city utilities. I had budgeted $100 for that, here, city utilities, and then it was $42.58. And there were so many changes that I forgot actually iTunes completely. And then I got the tithe overtime, I forgot. And so I had these extras that I wanted to put back in typed. And so I did. There's the tithe overtime. I don't know what it's going to be until I get it. So I just put 0, but I wanted a line item so I wouldn't forget about it. And then the iTunes was over here. And so I just moved everything around and made it work. Now we did have to do a savings from transfer from savings for property tax vehicle payment that we need to make from our sinking funds. So I just transferred the whole amount because typically sinking funds run about $420, actually $430 some. I forgot to adjust that as well, but I don't know what the final number is going to be. So I'll put the actual later and not worry about making that adjustment. But yeah, I needed to put this in, pay that bill, and I wanted to go ahead and pay it at the beginning of May and not worry about paying it in June because it's due either June 6th or June 30th. I had one bill June 6th and one was June 30th. And I couldn't remember which. And it was both the city of Chesapeake. So, no, one was for Virginia for my business and one was the city of Chesapeake. Irregardless, I paid it at the beginning of May and that's all that really matters to me. So those were taken care of. Sinking funds were used, but I still will have sinking funds adjustments here. And then I'm tracking as I go, as I do my Paycheck One, I'm also doing what I need to do here, that mirror Paycheck One. This is the monthly. This just gives me an overview. The most important thing on the monthly for me is to know how much income I think is going to come in and how much I have in expenses that I think I have. And then what do I have left over? Now I do know overtime will be coming in here. I don't know what it's going to be until it is. So I'm not worried about going over. I just know I need to keep it within certain parameters. And that is what this helps me do. So flipping to this page today, I already kind of have it pre-planned out with these little sticky notes so I know what to write. I'll zoom in on this and pop these pages out and we'll just kind of review and see what has already come out for the first of the month, Paycheck One setup, and go from there. So I'll be right back. Here we go, Paycheck One. So things are looking pretty busy, pretty, a lot of income coming in, a lot of income or a lot of spending going out, and how to budget and balance all that information. So what I have here is the balance forward from the end of April coming into May. So that I went ahead and put it under budget and actual because it was confusing me not to do it that way because I knew the number and it was throwing me off not to do it. So I went ahead and did that. Normally I budget 0 and I go through all this with you, and then when I come back and do the actuals before Paycheck 2, then I show you the actuals, but I'm not doing that this time. So I have here, put my pen down real quick. I have here my balance forward, my husband's military retirement, my VA disability. He did get a little bit of VA education, and then, but that was it. Rent and dividends. He actually canceled a class. I think that's why I only got a little bit, and that's okay. Rent and dividends. The dividends was 5 pennies, and that's over here, so that would be in the actuals. And then I knew I transferred exactly this amount. So I'm going to total this up. Now I do have a page 2 for Paycheck One that kind of goes on the opposite side over here in the notebook, but unless I get more income in, which I don't think I will, then I can come back and fill this actual in later, but I'm not going to worry about that until I'm ready to go from Paycheck One to Paycheck 2. So let's total this up real quick. Okay, so this is what we have in total, $6,579.08. And if you add the nickel over here, it's 13 cents. That's the only difference in the budget and actual. Not a big deal there. Now, as you can see, I've already started filling in down here on the actual side things that have already happened. So I already moved $158 from this paycheck over to the savings account, I keep the Roth IRA for next year. So I can fund it at the beginning of the year next year. Mortgage has not come out because the first was on a Sunday, which is today, and that will come out probably on the 3rd, I would think, because they need a full business day before they transfer. And I don't know why, it's just their rule. And so mortgage will come out then, and then Helping Hands is a tithe to for our military retirement, and then that'll come out, or that's already come out, and then tithe for the income that happened on the 29th of April, the salary check, that came out, and then I have overtime tithe as well. That is down here. I'll show you that in just a minute. GalaxyCon is something I pull cash out at the ATM and save money for. So I actually have my GalaxyCon. I'll show you really quick. I have $80 here that I pulled out, 2468. And my tracker is now budgeted up to $970 for the GalaxyCon. And it's just a place that my son and I go every year, and we go meet some celebrities. I think this year I'm excited to meet the voice actors from the movie Aladdin, the one where the cartoon that had Robin Williams back in the 90s. And I'm really excited about that. They have Aladdin. I always want to call her Ariel, but it's not Ariel, it's Jasmine. And Jafar are going to be there. And I actually have like the original lithographs from the DVD box set back in the 90s as well. I might get him to autograph that. I don't know. So I'm going to do that. And then my son always gets wrestlers and other autographs. And there's just a few people right now. Once it gets closer, they're going to have more famous people there. I know William Shatner and a bunch of people from Star Trek. I think the guy who played Data and Russ Spivey, I think is his name. Anyways, there's just a lot of people there, so I'm excited. So we're definitely saving up for those things. And then natural gas has not happened yet. That comes out tomorrow. I'm waiting for the Greater Europe Mission tithe to come out. That's an auto thing. For missionaries. Humana Health is my son's insurance, and that's why he pays us rent. So that covers that, and then a little bit more for us to, pay utilities for him and, household stuff. And then our car insurance, it keeps going up a little bit. I need to contact and see what's going on and if we need to make any changes or anything like that. So Visa bills, when I totaled all those numbers on the calendar up, once I got the final number for a couple fees, I was $2.15 off. Not a big deal. I made the adjustment here. And then grocery household, this is what I expect during this time period. And you'll see this in the weekly check-in when I do it Thursday coming up. I can't remember what day of the week that is, what the date is. Anyway, today's the 1st, is Sunday, Monday's the 2nd, 3rd is Tuesday, Wednesday is 4th, and Wednesday. So the 5th of May is when I should be doing Cinco de Mayo, the next weekly check-in, if I counted right. And then I added, after my spending categories here, April overtime tithe, because I forgot to put that in. I'm still kind of figuring out how to process that for the organization we want. I'm waiting to hear back on some things. And then this is where sinking funds come in. Even though I have enough money to pay cash, $50 for this business sinking fund transaction here for my stuff on Etsy, for the state, I still want to reduce the sinking funds in order to cover this cost and kind of pay myself back. So that'll happen in Paycheck 3, but I'm taking it out here, and I wrote a check for it. And then the city of Chesapeake, this $548, part of it was for my vehicle, which is a 2013 Nissan Armada, and then part of it was for my husband's vehicle, which was a 2010 Jeep Wrangler. So those are the two vehicles we have, and because they are older, this is not as much as it could be. I do remember when I first moved to from Washington State to Virginia, and Virginia is the first state we've lived in that we've had to pay state vehicle property tax, which I didn't understand why, but whatever. And apparently a lot of states do this. I didn't know, because in the Navy you claim a home of record, and if that home of record does not require that kind of tax, then you just don't have to pay it wherever you live, because your home of record and your license and your voting, absentee voting and all that goes wherever you go, regardless of what state you live in. So I actually had a Washington address on a Florida driver's license. That was our home of record. And I'm just like, that's crazy. So anyways, so when he retired from the Navy, we still had to start paying this. But the first time we moved here, they billed us for vehicle property tax, and we had we moved here in 2014. So our brand new 2013 Nissan Armada, it was like $970 in property tax for the year. And I went, whoa, like that's double our car payment. Why are they charging that? I don't understand. So I have no idea. So I digress. We're moving on. That is my complaint for the day. So I'm going to total up all of these things. But I do know, while we're still in the state of Virginia, I will not buy a new vehicle knowing what the property tax and how high it's going to be here. Just not doing it. It's ridiculous. I will keep older, lower tax annual thing. Just saying. I don't want to do it. Let's total up the amount for Paycheck 1 budget, and then as the month goes on, we'll know whether it's in that or more. But I shouldn't have any issues going into Paycheck 1. And Paycheck 1 is, I believe, the first 12 days of the month. So that is what we're looking at. Let me total this up and I'll be right back. Okay, that's what I have. I have $5,804.76. That matches my pre-planning little sticky notes I had on here a minute ago. So I am on track on how I'm doing this. So I'm going to write $5,804.76. If you subtract that from the income here, which is $6,579.08, that gives us at least $700, over $700 left over at the end of the month, at the end of the paycheck period. What am I talking about? $774.32 in the buffer to work with. So we should be good to go. If anything else comes up, I did print 2 of these Paycheck 1s, and they're in my notebook. So if I go past these 2 lines as far as expenses, unbudgeted items, then which I might have a few. It's Mother's Day. I do have to ship some stuff that I purchased and things like that. So if it's too much for me to put within the miscellaneous area, then I might put it as an unbudgeted item here on the Paycheck 1 sheet. So that's how I use this sheet for unbudgeted items. I just add it at the end and make sure I stay in balance with the amount. So I'm going to zoom out and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. So I have my Paycheck 1 set up. I do have my other page in case I go over. It's over here. I have a notes page in between to kind of absorb some of this ink. As you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, but it kind of rubs a little bit. That way it keeps it from rubbing on both pages, and we're good to go there. And I have my Roth IRA tracker here. So I need to find my highlighters, and this is what I'm using. And I use the green one, and to color in my nest egg for this 158 that I had deposited. So let's see. Yeah, we'll start with this end. So May 1st, right here. Nest egg, and I'm so glad I did this for myself. If you want to do something for your future, for your financial future, look into a Roth IRA. Find someone you're comfortable with talking to that's a good fit for you financially, and that answers questions and is patient with you, so that you can have what you need for your financial future and you can understand what's happening for your financial future. That is very important. And so I recommend you take a look into that, depending on who you are and whether it's through your business that you work for or the company you work for, or if it's private like mine. I just went through a friend of mine who happens to be working with New York Life. He's an old friend of ours from the Navy. He switched careers, and that when he switched, he reached out to us and we were like, yes, we would love for your help. Trust is very important, and we definitely trust him. I mean, goodness sake, I brought his daughter home from the hospital with his wife when he had to deploy. So, you know, we're a pretty tight-knit group of family members here in the Navy, and as it is in all branches, regardless of what branch you're in. And yeah, I absolutely trust my friend. So, and I adore his family, and I haven't seen them in person in years, but we've kept up on Facebook, so it's really, really cute. But I just colored in May 1st nest egg. This is for next year. This is 2023 that I'm saving up for, and this fits the pay schedule my husband currently has. And then if he changes jobs and we need to kind of switch things around, we will redate or reorder the amounts. Right now, everything's $158 per egg. Nest egg, the whole thing. And this last one here is the only one that's $154 to round it out to $6,000. So that is what I came up with for myself. And then I dated it going across, and I think it turned out really good. I actually sell this in my Etsy store. So if you're looking for a tracker like this to kind of color in and have a little nest egg, this is a really good tracker. So I do enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is what I have for you today. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. This is Paycheck 1, budgeted, and a little bit of the actuals and the craziness of the start of a new month. So have an amazing day. Bye.
Gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I